بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. شكرا لوجودكم بالسيشن اللي عم نسويه. كانت حكي في البدايه عن الفرنتشر او الاثاث وعن المكان للاثاث. ستيل وده بتدخل موضوع الريسورسز او المواد الاوليه اللي كان بالامس بالشرق الاوسط. So العربي هتكون صعب. تعالوا العربي So what we did is في مواد أولية مهمة جدا بالوطن العربي. Okay, ونحن we were able to find طرق لحتى نقدر نستفيد منها. بالنسبة أنا صار في المانجنج بارتنر أو المدير الشريك في ستيل اندستريز. ستيل اندستريز هي أنا كمان بولدي تمتنا وعندنا other products trade mark هذا بنحكي عنه في البرزنتيشن. كل من المواد الأولية موجودة في الوطن العربي. منهم اسمه بردة وأثمان وإس دي بي. أوكي. بدأت الفكرة من the spirit of the union أو روح الاتحاد من دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة. Leaders of the UAE كان عندهم vision, okay, which was presented by His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, and it started he published in 2012. On his Facebook, the vision of the leaders of the UAE. Which is really a green development strategy. Okay? And وكل الفوكس كان عن الاستدامه بالوطن العربي، والاستدامه هي to find the resource ويكون السيستم كان able to sustain itself throughout its life. Okay, the fact that the important thing أو شيء مهم هو المحافظة على البيئة و إيجاد فرص عمل للسيتيزنز وبيكون competitive أو نقدر ندخل الأسواق العالمية. فصاحب اسمه he had put 6 strategies. إذا بندور عليهم نفهمهم ستيل وود فيتس everything that هو شيء حكون موجود هون هو ستيل وود بس. يعني هلا انا بالبرزنتيشن حتعرف ان انا عم نحكي عن we are clean fuels, we do have clean fuels in steel. This strategy was able to invite us to the Arab Emirates. This vision was put in January 2012. Steel was established in June 2012. Okay, and automatically after we went to step 2 in the steel wood. Oh, sorry about that. Here are initiatives. Again, we are a recycling entity, and again, I will show you in numbers what that means. We reduce the carbon emissions as well because it's a recycling entity. We raise the environmental awareness. We capture carbon dioxide, global warming, all of this we've been discussing, and overall, we're doing a great product from the United Arab Emirates. So, from the examples of the spirit of the union, we are proud to be a product of 100% in Arabic product. So, we go back now. Each letter here represents our vision that wants to use this as well as the spirit from the world of technology. Parallel to that, since 1997, we have a sister company. That sister company is called Cairo, located in Lebanon. We were doing research since 1997, and we do have many trademarks. One of them, as I said, is called Bertan. One of them is Akman, and one of them is SDB. Other products were also researched in chemics. And this is their own environmental approach. This is CAG. We recycle cars. We have environmental friendly GRPs and GREs. Okay, we also have research that environmentally friendly in the polymers and in water remediation, underground water remediation and whatnot. I'll just take you a quick view. This is the CAG. It's a recycled car. We started from this and this to get this and this. It's from water pipes. Okay, it was done with and was done with the son of the king of Bahrain, and now it's in Bahrain. Now you go down to ultra isobarbine. What we do also, we make factories on tables. So we prototype the factory on a certain table, and we do the R&D on it from A to Z. We get the quality and we get the process and the needs and whatnot, and we take that product and we put it in the factory. And the same thing happened here. This is for the GRP project. Okay, it's an environmental friendly process, no styrene emissions. You multiply your capacity by 10 from the same machine. Okay, that's the factory on the table. Okay, we automate it. And then we do pipes. We test. That's the original resin that should be. And that's how it turns out. What this means, I'm not going to go in details, but that number here should be 50 degrees. The polymer should melt at 50 degrees. For the same polymer, we talk about 167 degrees. That's from an independent lab. Okay. And it also has other mechanical properties. I don't want to go much more about the other technologies, but I'm going to start about steelwood. Steelwood also, the research happened since 1998. And we are not talking about MDF, and we are not talking about particle board. We're talking about a product called SDB, which is Steelwood Dubai, or Steelwood Density Board. And we will show you also the properties of this compared to the current properties in the market. We are proudly 100% UAE product. We manufacture our glue and resins on site as well. So we purchase the raw materials from UAE, and we segregate the resources from within the UAE, and together we will manufacture 100% UAE product. Find other resources that will keep the project sustainable. And I will show you later on in the presentation about the palm trees. Okay, we'll discuss that further in the presentation. I'll show you a quick trailer about steelwood. 80% of the machinery in steelwood industries are manufactured in steelwood. 20% were purchased, 100% was automated in Dubai. 100% were intelligent in Dubai, in steelwood. So the team that we have in steelwood was able to take the technology developed in the labs, and we had to intelligent the line. We were ready in 2015, but we needed a year and a half to when the soft start in August to take that product into action. Okay, and this is a good video about the line. here looks like a particle board or a chipboard factory. Again, I want to say something. The process of making bread. To make bread, you need flour, salt, water, and yeast. Okay? You have a million types of bread. To make rice, you need water, rice, and steam. But there's thousands types of rice. SDB is a composite panel, but it's not MDF and particle board, and it will be visible in the properties later during the discussion. Okay, so now we go to the letter E. E is environment. SDB is an E1 emission. Actually, later on, again, in the next couple of slides, on an analytical perspective, it's an E0. But there is no E0 in the standards. Okay, it will be less than a certain number, and you tell me if it's E1. Right? Our system is a fully closed system, and we have negative carbon footprint. So we take it to the construction waste. This is the raw material we take, and palm trees. We can do from dead leaves, and we can do from dead trunks. This is an infographics about the UAE that will show you how
construction for real estate in the United Arab Emirates tops leading markets globally. Urban food waste is a factor that generates from construction with around 10,000 tons of food waste daily, which can be invested in to avoid pollution. However, food waste is not limited to construction alone. One palm tree produces 10 kilograms of leaf waste daily, which is approximately 400,000 tons of food leaf waste in the United Arab Emirates, which can be reprocessed and used as raw material. American on the desert, Steve invented an innovative solution using the latest technology in recycling urban food and trees waste.
The miracle of the desert, Steve is from the heart of the United Arab Emirates to the whole world for a sustainable environment and greener planet. We, as Steve industry, do not have to cut trees to produce more wood, and this is the miracle of the desert.
Steve recycles wood waste to high-quality durable raw material of woodworks, which positions United Arab Emirates among the leading markets in the world in exporting wood all over the globe. Seawood, with the power of steel, is 100% United Arab Emirates product.
So the challenge is not only the process itself, the challenge is also having this process being sustained and finding another raw material, which is the date palm. As mentioned in the infographics, each palm tree releases about 10 kg of leaves a year. Okay, that's for 40 million palm trees in the United Arab Emirates. According to 2009 statistics, I think there are now a lot more. They cover about 400 million kg of raw material. On average, 40 kg panel, they cover about 10 million panels. So you can see that the UAE alone can use that material and can export to the world. We're not now even mentioning the amount that's coming from the recycled constructions. Okay, now when we talk about the emissions, that's a third-party emission. They're done by Whitney Laboratories. Okay, again, it's E717, E1, but look at the level of emission. Less than 0.005. Okay, we will try to fight for the scientific E0, and not because E0 is being used as a marketing tool, but it's not scientifically there. So we're talking about 0.005 emissions, and that is really the detection limit of the machine itself. That's the error limit. Zero point five. Yeah. Yes. Okay, so this is really the detection limit of the machine, and they kept the sample for 10 days, not 4 days. So they really bypassed their We can prepare any type of raw material to chip and shred and grind and flake and whatnot. Okay, you can see that all of them are green. So even the dust we collect, we collect every single piece of dust. Keep in mind we're in the desert, we're not in a forest area, so every single dust counts. So we take this dust either as raw material or as green energy, and I'll talk about it in a few slides. Now let's talk about carbon footprint. And that's where the impact of recycling happens on on this project as well. Each one of us has a carbon footprint in his life. Even you're sitting at home, you're using electricity, so the electricity company is burning fuel for you to live. So we have carbon footprints on us. So it comes from your daily driving of car, for us coming to Cairo, okay, and from the industries around. It could be just pure CO2. Okay, we're not talking about other contaminants in the environment, pure CO2. This leaves a carbon footprint which is affecting your global warming and the melting of the ice and urban dryings and whatever is happening to the environment that us as humans are not taking care of so far. There's a lot of efforts from us. But this problem can make money, even from recycling. Okay, there is a market for selling carbon dioxide, and so you get that by recycling. So if you look at when I think 2 months ago, carbon dioxide was about $12.6 per ton. Now it was, as per November 29, 16.7. So that alone is, you will take it and you can have your overall country going negative in carbon dioxide, and it's settled within the country you're living in or across the globe. Okay? The amount of wood that steel wood can recycle in our factory is around 35,000 tons. They are equivalent to about 60 to 65,000 tons of carbon dioxide, which is really equivalent to 210 million miles of an average car from an EPA site, or which is equivalent to 101,000 acres of trees. Okay? If you just calculate the revenue we do only from selling, because we do have certificates as well when we sell the product, you're talking about $1.3 million only for steel wood from selling carbon dioxide. One landfill in the United Arab Emirates can generate, according to the statistics given by the municipalities, can generate $112 million. So this money can be used to invest in projects like Steelwood, and then to make a factory, and then you will start the carbon dioxide outside. And at the same time you can recycle, and then you can make a product that's also sellable outside. And in both ways it's a win-win for the environment, for the economy, for the business, and we can really compete. You can make the miracle of the desert, or a product from the desert, really a major competitor in the market. Let's go to the other knee. To be sustainable, you need to link at least 3 major sectors for a product to remain sustainable. Steelwood, being what we just introduced about, really is linked to the Ministry of Industry, being an industrial point. Ministry of Environment, we have direct advantage to the environment, direct from just the carbon and whatnot. Ministry of Agriculture, in the palm case, you want more wood, plant more trees. You don't have to cut trees anymore. Just have more trees, and that's adding another oxygen oxygen source to the environment, which is backfiring or backfighting the carbon emissions. Ministry of Economy, Import, Export, Logistics. Ministry of Higher Education, remember all of this started from research since 97. We're willing also to have cooperation with that, from our team. Ministry of Planning, Real Estate, go in the construction, go in zoning and whatnot. Ministry of Energy, we do generate green energy from our waste as well. Every single piece of wood that enters the site is either green energy or panels. Ministry of Labor, expats, labor, internal, external, even citizens will benefit from that. International cooperation, we're in Cairo, the same conditions that happen in UAE as being a desert also happens here. So we have also millions of palm trees here. Saudi Arabia has millions of palm trees. Iraq, Algeria. So there are palm trees around the Middle East. The Middle East has a miracle in there, and it's really the palm tree and the recycling from construction. Ministry of Youth and Development. This and the culture. We want to train the people to go in the segregation of waste. Don't mix them together. You can go recycling glass and whatever, and wood as well. Ministry of Health, according to the emissions, you have a safer home, and I can show in other videos. You don't have emissions in your house from the E0.005 and from the contaminated groundwaters that you leave if you were to bury your construction material. And last but not least, Ministry of Happiness. Your society will be happy because you will be able to find better future for our generations. Okay. Now let's see what that means in terms of green buildings and LEED. Working with steel wood, by the way, steel wood, the building block itself is a gold LEED building. So when in the construction phase, we're worried about the energy and the environmental aspects of our internal operations. So how does it work? Working with steel wood will get any green building consultant or developer at least 7 points. And they're really 7 cheap points compared to if you were to get them from another perspective. So you get at least 7 points. Local developers and contractors, when they buy their wood, they will cast their concrete, and then they will bring the raw material of construction to Steelwood site. Versus that, they will get 2 points and a certificate from the recycling their construction waste. Then they will buy from Steelwood, and they will get a 100% recycling certificate that their product is 100% recycled. Okay, if you look at the construction part, it's 1 to 2 points. Now the UAE, they charge you between 50 to 100 dirhams per ton to dispose of your construction waste. And there's talks about doubling the fees in the beginning of January next year. So instead of doing that, they will bring the material to Steelwood, and in return they will get from LEED. Okay, the material is recycled, that's 2 points. It's a regional material, so they're not buying from Europe or whatnot, so it's another 2 points. And it's rapidly renewable, that's another 1 point. So a total of 7 points you can get for LEED. Okay, the W Steelwood we can ship worldwide. This is Jabal Ali Port. We are about 15 kilometers away from Jabal Ali Port. Now let's talk about the product. What we offer as products and from the raw materials themselves. Okay? In the future, we have a product called Bardan, Yanar Kuni Bardan wa Salaman ala Ibrahim. It's a wood that does not burn. It does not burn. It's a fire inhibitor. Okay? It does not smoke. It does not afterglow. It's environmental friendly. The only way you can tell the difference between it and any other panel is try to burn it. There is no emission when you smell it. It's 100% wood by shape, by color, by workability, by carpenter, by everything. And it's environmental friendly. You will not be able to develop a flame on it. It will not flame. It will not flame. Any temperature. But that we will introduce later because there are other products that we are starting with now. Okay? You know that 80% of the people that die from fire are from smoke. So there is no smoke. You will sense the scent of wood burning, but the visibility is clear, the smell is clear, you can burn it in a small room and it will not burn. But that's later to come. We have another product called Akmam. It's Akmam. It comes from the leaves, from the palm trees, as I said. Again, it's made of palm trees, environmental friendly, durable. You do not need to cut trees to make wood. Environmental friendly, and we talk about 10 kilograms per tree per year. Not only that, we can also recycle what is known as the red the trunks that are affected by the red weevil bug. The red weevil bug is a small bug. It comes into the palm tree, it makes a hole, and then goes inside and starts eating the palm tree from inside. And then you will all know that the palm tree is dead after it's dead. And then it goes inside, it lays millions and millions of eggs, each mother does between 200 to 300 eggs. And then they start multiplying and they will attack a whole forest of palm trees. Now, when you have this infected, the only solution to it is to get rid of the whole trunks. Solutions are either grinding or pesticides or burning even. Now you're adding more carbon dioxide. Bring those to steel wood, you will shred and grind and make the best composite panel wood in the world. Okay? And you will contain, when you process your wood, when you process the trunk, you're killing the mother, you're killing the eggs with the additives and temperature and the pressure, so it stays inside, and you make sure that that forest itself, if affected, you can finish that problem there and square and so on. Okay? So you don't have to burn the forest, and you just convert it to friendly egg plants. This will also come in the future if you have a business plan of how we're going to inject our products. Now we're talking about SDB only. So we're talking about 400,000 kilograms of release per year. How can you be more friendlier than this? And you just can't plant new one. You have more demand on the wood, just plant trees. And please keep in mind that the palm tree itself was mentioned in the Torah, in Injil and Quran. So it's a sacred tree by its own. From the dates and now we have the leaves there. So it's really a sacred tree to look at. And this tree is a lot of khair for all of us. Okay, now when I was talking all throughout SDB. Let's go by definition what particle board is, and these definitions are taken from the internet, and we'll compare it to the product. By definition, particle board is less dense and can get easily damaged by handling. If you shift from one house to the other, particle board will not survive the ordeal. So particle board is going to be a weak part. In addition, particle board is not used for heavy weights. You cannot have particle board to carry heavy weights. So it's really used for the walls of the cabinets only. And actually the walls of the cabinets do carry a weight. Otherwise, why do a cabinet if you cannot hang your soup inside? If you have 10 of them, it does break. So if you look at these definitions and look at the particle board structure, then SDB, with the proof that you'll see later, is not particle board. Now let's talk about MDF. MDF is known to be very dangerous, especially when you're working with it on the carpenter level. It produces a lot of very fine fibrous dust. This dust needs goggles. Even the mask that the carpenters put, the micro level or the micron of diameter of the dust itself can go inside their lungs. Even working with it, you have some limitations. You have to be 25 mm from the edge. Okay, and it's also other things that are not mentioned on that website. It's brittle. If you just give it some elasticity, it just cracks. Okay, so you are restricted on where to put the nail. That's the carpenter just cutting one board. Look at the amount of dust that's generated. Not to mention the amount of emission that's coming with, because there's a lot of high resins in the MDF panel itself. And you have some restrictions on how you attach your nail or your bolt in the MDF. So, as I will show you later, SDB is not MDF. I'll show you some specs about SDB, and I'm sure most of you are either buying or manufacturers, or you have got in touch with these numbers. Internal bond is 0.7 to 0.2. And I'll show you a competition between this and other competitors in the market. Bending strength can reach up to 23. Modulus of elasticity can reach up to 2,400. Screw withdrawal and screw edge on surface can reach up to 2,000 newtons. And I will show you what this means in reality life for those of this is too technical for you. 2,000 newtons to 100 kg on an edge or on the surface. You have to have a range of product. Again, we talked about the emission. In addition to that, you can CNC it. You can do CNC, you can paint it, and you can bevel it. And these two things, while it might work on NDF, does not work on particle board, whatnot, but this is a product that can do all. Okay, other products, we have a matrix. We have the SDB Classic and the SDB Aqua, which is water resistant. And you have the matrix, Barda, Akma, SDB Barda, Akma. You can have power that doesn't burn, you can have normal or recycled wood that burns, and all the matrix you can imagine. What we did also, we took the best, we took from the market the competitor of MDF brands in particle board and in MDF and compared to the SDB itself. What's 16 and 223 is 3 to 11 in bending strength. And that is for a double thickness of SDB, double board thickness of SDB. The tested SDB is 19, where these numbers are from 438 and 30 mm. And you see it's half. Bending strength, 3,400 to 1,900, same. It's for double the thickness. Take it to the internal bond, or Jamka, 2,650 versus 800 for the best competitor in the market. 0.7 to 2.0 internal bond, the market is 0.2 to 0.6. This is a revolution on its own in the panel industry. Screw, 2,000, you can reach out to 800, and 2,000, you can reach up to 700. What does this really mean? And we have, again, there's a range of products we can do. One sample from an external party, according to ASTM B0137, one sample gave you 16 bending strength and 2,300 for stiffness or elasticity or modulus. And you can go for the D905. We're talking about 1.2 internal bond, with the competitor in the market is 0.2 to 0.6 again. And the specimen did not break, no failure observed on the bond area. What does this mean to you as a person? You don't care about the numbers, you want to see what the product does to you in reality. This is a very beautiful video, and we can, I would love to show it to you. smell, nothing. It's just absolutely you smell wood. But the technology in there allows you to do this. The engine, on November 1st, till now, if you visit Dubai, there should be a time when it should fail. We're waiting for it, so we have it there. And with the other 250 sacks, I'm talking about the edge screw. The edge screw, you cannot reach that. I'm talking about the surface screw. You saw how it's elastic, so that's not brittle. MDF is brittle, it cracks. You cannot do this to it. You're limited to the corners and whatnot. SDV is not like that. And it's 100% recycled, environmentally friendly product. And you're not cutting trees, you're just, instead of throwing them in the landfills, you're making use of that raw material. There's demand. See, in the beginning, the discussion what we had in the room was very interesting. There's furniture, there are machinery, but there's also looking for the resources that will not affect the environment, and at the same time to a technology that can make panels that will allow us to maintain the future as well. The machinery, again, were manufactured in steelwood, 80% of them. 100% was done there for technology part. Okay, so we come in the third triangle of the machinery, between the machinery and the carpenter industry in the world. We already are killing the earth. 50% of the forests are already consumed on earth. If we maintain like this, we will not have forests within the next 100 years. So we're really suffocating ourselves. We are having wars for water, we will have wars for oxygen. You can imagine how that horrible can be. So we have to really look at it from a different way. So what we can do, we can just recycle a resource that can allow us to plant and at the same time not hurt our environment. We started in August 27. We're getting franchising offers from the Brazil. Brazil is the land of the Amazon, and they're looking into franchising the model of steelwood. Kuwait, by the Ministry of Environment in Kuwait, we had contacts, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Romania, China, and many people are interested in the model, product, and the whole cycle of the sustainable cycle that we have in steel. Okay, we were on Emarat TV, and I would like you to see this as well. اليوم بترول تاني موجود بالخليج اللي هو الأخشاب.
في المقابل، ما هو دورنا لتقليل هذا التعدي على هذا المكون الرئيس من مكونات البيئة؟ ألا يمكننا إعادة تدوير الخشب المستخدم؟ هل بالمستطاع معالجة البقايا الخشبية لتصبح قطعا كاملة قابلة للاستخدام؟ هل من سبيل للوصول إلى مصادر أخرى للخشب؟ لا سيما وأن الإحصاءات في بلديات الدولة تشير إلى أن 30% من مخلفات الإنشاءات هي مخلفات خشبية، وأن مكب نفايات واحد فقط يستقبل ما يصل إلى 10,000 طن من الأخشاب يوميا.
بلشنا نحن ناخذ الخشب بدل ما يروح على المكتب، نحن ناخذه على ستيل وبنحوله الى منتج عالي الجوده ينافس اعلى مواصفات العالميه. بوجود الريسايكلينج انت عم تاخذ حوالي 30,000 طن من الاخشاب اللي عم يروح على اي مكتب بالامارات، عم تحوله لمنتج. هذول في لهم ديماند بالماركت، يعني في طلب عليهم. نحن بهال 30,000 طن السنويه اللي بنكرره او نعيد تدويره، نحن عم نوفر حوالي 60,000 طن من الكربون دايوكسيد او ثاني اكسيد الكربون عن البيئه، بالاضافه انه اعتبر ما دورناهم، هلا نحن بحاجه لنقطع اشجار ما يعادل 30,000 طن لنعمل المنتج نفسه، وعملنا منه منتج بيئي 100%.
SDB. We are not a particle board nor an MDF. We call ourselves steelwood density board. Our internal bond is 10 times higher to any other panel available in this market. Our bending strength and bending modulus is 5 times higher than any other panel available in the market. On the edge, our screw can carry around 200 kilograms, and on the face, our board can carry 200 kilograms. This number in comparison is by far way ahead to any other conventional boat available in the market. Our 18 boat can carry around 20 people without even breaking it.
اثناء زياره المصنع بتمرق فيه بتشوف انه ستراكشرز خضر اخضر، هذول كلهم كناية عن شراءات هواء تشرب اي نوع غبار اثناء التصنيع. اجان هذول كلهم بيرجعوا على المصنع نفسه، يا بيروحوا خشب يا بيروحوا طاق مثل ما معروف. اوكي لما واحد مثلا بيترك بيته بالصيف بسكروه لفتره شهر او شهرين، لما بيرجع على المنزل تبعه يفتح البيت بشم ريحه العفش، وهذا هو مش ريحه الخشب ولكن ريحه الغراء اللي فيه. وهذا الموضوع اللي عم نحكي فيه هو الفورمات هاي. هلا بوضع لو واحد بيستعمل اخشاب ستيل وود، اذا بتخلي البيت يسكر فتره معينه قد ما طالت الفتره، لما تعيد تدخل المنزل تكون الريحه حتشم ريحه خشب فقط لا غير.
As a contractor and as a developer, you can benefit on your green building project by getting 7+ LEED points. You not only get the strength of our board, but apart from that you get a recycling certificate when you bring in the wood waste from your construction site to our